Roman Reigns has given another new update about the health of Paul Heyman, as this situation has become very scary for the family of Paul Heyman. We are now a few days removed from the shocking events that happened on SmackDown, where Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline attacked Paul Heyman in one of the most vicious attacks in recent WWE memory. And on the most recent episode of Monday Night Raw, WWE showed a commercial for the next episode of Friday Night SmackDown, where the announcer of the commercial said this line when discussing what was going to happen on this Friday's episode of SmackDown. As the Bloodline writes a new chapter without Paul Heyman, the most merciless group on SmackDown comes to Toronto. And then they played a soundbite of Corey Graves saying, maybe it's time to believe Solo Sikoa, Roman Reigns isn't coming back. We got a big news story there in that SmackDown commercial. It was revealed that Paul Heyman is officially no longer with the Bloodline. This wasn't some type of attack that was a punishment for Paul Heyman, and he's just going to return like in a month or two once he recovers from his injuries and just be the manager of Solo's Bloodline. He's done with the Bloodline, and it's 100% confirmed that Heyman has been fired from the Bloodline. So speaking of people being fired, what's going to happen with the Bloodline going forward? Are they going to be suspended for attacking Paul Heyman? Are they going to be fired by SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis? When Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens attacked the Bloodline at the beginning of SmackDown this past Friday, Nick Aldis got New York police officers to escort Rhodes, Orton, and Owens out of the building. So if he's doing things like that to those guys who are big-time good guys, then what plans does he have in store for the Bloodline? We'll have to wait and see on that. So before Paul Heyman got attacked by the Bloodline, we had a argument take place between Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa. And Paul Heyman noticed that Solo Sikoa, he has Roman's tribal necklace, the Ulafalu necklace that was given to him by his father, Sika. How did Solo Sikoa get this necklace? Did he create his own necklace? Maybe the Bloodline, behind closed doors, attacked Roman Reigns and actually stole this necklace. But the main thing that WWE fans are thinking about at this moment is the health of Paul Heyman, as a new update by Roman Reigns has been revealed. So let's get into that right now. Another aspect of this Bloodline attack that some fans are discussing is, why did Paul Heyman not get saved by anyone? We saw a few weeks ago Paul Heyman beg CM Punk to save him from the Bloodline. But obviously, CM Punk has his own health issues right now after he got attacked by Drew McIntyre. There's no possibility right now of CM Punk helping Paul Heyman. And when it comes to Brock Lesnar, who of course is the former client of Paul Heyman, he is laying low after the controversy involving Vince McMahon and that scandal that led to Brock Lesnar's return getting canceled earlier this year. So they're not going to help Paul Heyman. So it doesn't leave a lot of possibilities of people helping Paul Heyman. The only people that could help Paul Heyman are Bloodline members, like former members, Sami Zayn or Jey Uso or Jimmy Uso, and obviously Roman Reigns. But for whatever reason, Roman Reigns, he's laying low. He has not been on WWE television since WrestleMania 40. And that's one of the other questions. Why is he allowing Paul Heyman to get attacked? Why is he allowing Solo Sikoa to take over the Bloodline like this? Why is it happening? And that's something that a lot of fans want to know about. And on the July 1st, 2024 episode of Raw, we also saw another tribute to Roman's late father, Sika. It just shows how dark this situation right now is with Roman Reigns. He's dealing with his father passing away, and he's now dealing with his wise man, one of his best friends in WWE, getting attacked and being hospitalized by the Bloodline. this situation with Roman Reigns right now, it's a very dire situation. And Roman Reigns is going through a very emotional time right now with the things that have been happening recently. So on Monday Night Raw, WWE commentators Corey Graves and Michael Cole introduced a video package of what happened on this past Friday's SmackDown. And during this video package, they replayed the entire talking segment involving the Bloodline and Paul Heyman. And then, of course, they showed the attack by the Bloodline on Paul Heyman. And we saw a couple different camera angles that we hadn't seen before, but mostly it was the same thing that we already saw. But there was one thing that they did not show, and that was Paul Heyman getting taken out on a stretcher, which was released by WWE on social media after SmackDown went off the air as a digital exclusive. So the only people who saw Heyman getting taken out on a stretcher was people on the internet. They're the only ones who saw it because obviously it didn't air on SmackDown. And then on Raw, they didn't show Heyman getting taken out on the stretcher. So why did that happen? Well, when it comes to pro wrestling, sometimes we don't know what's real and what's fake. And from the looks of it here, the Bloodline took the attack a little bit too far. And Paul Heyman got legitimately injured by the Bloodline. So right when Heyman gets powerbombed and the table breaks, he's stacked up on his neck. And for a man who is in his late 50s, that is not good. And on the most recent episode of Raw, we got a brand new update. So Corey Graves said, no matter how polarizing Paul Heyman is, he's not a competitor. He's a 58-year-old manager who we all have a lot of respect for, and he's a Hall of Famer. And what the Bloodline did was uncalled for. We will try to keep you posted with updates to Paul Heyman's condition as those facts come available. But Cole, I have a bad feeling that we're not going to see the wise man for a very, very long time. So right there, we got an update. Corey Graves obviously has some inside info where he knows about the condition of Paul Heyman. He said that we're not going to see Paul Heyman for a very long time. And it's being said that Roman Reigns was the one who told Corey Graves about Paul Heyman's current condition. Paul Heyman is very bad off right now, and because they didn't show Heyman on the stretcher, clearly this situation is bad. And the Bloodline may have taken out Paul Heyman for good. Do you think Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman will ever return to WWE? Leave a comment and give me your opinion.